At least you get in the fights. At least you get in the fights. At least you get in the fights.
I put belt to ass, and you can see that's what I do.
The untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's been missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. All right, guys, so y'all can save the dates. I'm sure you guys know the date because this fight will be on the undercard of the biggest fight of the year featuring Canelo Alvarez and Terrence Crawford. But we're not talking about Canelo Alvarez and Terrence Crawford right now in this video. We're giving shine to not only on paper the best fight on the entire undercard of Canelo Crawford, but quite possibly, I would definitely venture to say, one of the top 5 best fights of the year and one of the most explosive fights that has been made at any point this year in boxing. And that is the matchup in the super middleweight division between one of boxing's premier action fighters and volume punchers, Christian Mbilli, as he takes on one of boxing's most explosive young rising stars, Lester Martinez. Yes, that Lester Martinez, the fighting pride of Guatemala, Lester Martinez. Let's talk about this fight, guys, because not only is this an exciting fight, not only is this fight on a big stage, but this fight has big implications for the future of the super middleweight division. So let's talk about it. So when you talk about Christian Mbilli, right? Christian Mbilli is the WBC interim champion, and he's been waiting for quite a while. Boxing screws guys like him, and Billy should really and truthfully be fighting for a world title already. But right now with Canelo and Crawford going on, we're at a stage where, he just can't fight for the world title. So it is what it is. He's been given a tough road. He's been given a very tough assignment with Lester Martinez. And stylistically, this is a very good fight because, like I said, you got a volume puncher versus a very, very physically strong, imposing puncher in Martinez. And we know Lester Martinez, he has been used as a sparring partner for Terrence Crawford. He's part of that Terrence Crawford camp, and he works hand in hand with one of the most underrated coaches who's also part of the Terrence Crawford camp in fellow Guatemalan Esau Dieguez. So, got multiple Guatemalans in the camp with Team Crawford. And this could possibly be a breakout fight for Martinez because, like I said, Martinez, he's a very, very imposing fighter. I mean, if you go back and you watch his last fight, he beat the hell out of poor Joe Sean James, who, Joe Sean James is a good fighter. Joe Sean James was undefeated, had upset some guys. I looked at that fight as a very tough fight going in for Martinez, and Martinez ran right through him like he was nothing, treated him like a piece of trash, and got him out of there in 4 rounds. He fought Carlos Gongora, beat him easily in the fight that went the distance. He even knocked out Isaiah Steen at 8 rounds, and Steen's no punk. Steen's a good fighter. So he's fought good live competition, but this is a different level. Like Christian Mbilli, when we talk about Christian Mbilli, we're talking about one of boxing's most steady and consistent volume punchers. This is a guy in Mbilli who, he doesn't get tired. He stays right on top of you. He's going to be right there in your chest the whole fight. So the fight within the fight, if we're breaking it down from a stylistic standpoint, is can Lester Martinez keep this guy off of him, and can he keep those numbers down? And when I say numbers, I mean the output. I mean the volume punching of Mbilli, because you look, Mbilli's a downhill fighter. He's like the Russell Westbrook of volume punches. He's coming downhill. You know what's coming. Can you stop it? And that's really the intrigue of this fight. It's like the unstoppable force versus the immovable object. Like, Martinez, he's really punching like that, and you have to pay a price when you come inside on him. But again, Mbilli's gonna oblige him. He's gonna have no problems coming in. Pause. Right? I don't say pause. He's gonna have no problems coming inside. Calm down, BT. Pause. But no, what I'm saying is it's just gonna be one of those It's going to be one of them fights. Like, honestly, could I see a scenario where it goes the distance? I can, but I think the more likely outcome is that somebody's either going out on their face or going out on their back, because it's just too much firepower in this fight. Like, and Billy, not only does Billy get stoppages, I mean, this is a guy that just he's in your face for the duration of the fight. Now, what I will say about Billy, in comparison to Martinez, what I will say is I think I will give the edge to Martinez, because I think Martinez carries power in the fight for a little longer. Neither one of these guys really gets stoppages in the back half of fights because, the guys that they are fighting can't really take their power. But Martinez has had a late round stoppage more recently than Mbilli. You know, he knocked out Isaiah Steen, who's a good fighter, in 8 rounds back in 2023. If you look at most of Mbilli's wins, especially the fights against names, most of these knockouts are coming inside of 6 rounds. You're not getting knockouts in the 8th round, 9th round, 10th round. A lot of these knockouts are coming really, really early in the fight. So that being said, I think I'm gonna give the advantage to Martinez. I think he holds a lot more punchy power in this fight. I think he's very physically strong, and I think I like Mbilli, but my issue with Mbilli, when you watch his fights, you get hit with that initial, wave of pressure, and then like fighters get used to it and they're able to kind of take the shots because he's throwing punches at the same speed over and over and over again, and they're hard punches and whatnot, but you get used to it, and then sometimes he can fade a little bit, right? So I think that's where I give Martinez the advantage because, again, Martinez has really good timing. He's a very compact puncher, and Billy's right there to be hit. So, could I see a stoppage in this fight? Yeah, and I think if we get a stoppage, I don't think it's gonna be a fight I don't think it's a knockout that will come early in the fight. It's gonna be late in the fight, later on in the fight. So if you're asking me what's my prediction, this is a 10-round fight. I'm gonna say Lester Martinez TKO 8. I'm gonna go with him in about 8 rounds, 9 rounds. I think, and Billy's gonna be super durable, right in his chest. But I think Martinez is gonna have the answers. I think he's the more compact puncher, and I think he's gonna get used to the speed of those punches. And I really think this is a fight where Lester Martinez is gonna beat a very good fighter, Mbilli. And Billy's one of the best super middleweights in the world, but Martinez is going to show in this fight that he's one of the best middleweights in the world, his damn self, and it's going to be I really do think it's going to be a breakout fight. And I'll say this, man, if Mbilli goes up out here in this fight, if he goes up here and he just packs up Martinez, then I don't want to hear it. I don't give a damn if it's Canelo or whatever the case may be. He needs a world title shot. Guys are waiting for a little bit of time. He won the WB interim title back in June of this year, right? Yeah, June of this year, against Sulecki. So what we're talking about, like he would have been interim champion for about 3 months, but he's done things the right way, he's done things the honest way, and he's never in a boring fight. So I feel like just for the sake of boxing, Mbilli will deserve his shot. Will he get it? Probably not, because boxing is gonna do what boxing does. But this is a damn good fight, and I would even venture to say it's a 50-50 fight. Because I could see a scenario where Mbilli's volume and experience level is too much for a guy like Martinez at this stage. And I can also see a scenario where Martinez isn't phased at all, and his punching power and his timing becomes a very big problem for Mbilli. So this is one of the best fights of the year. I would even venture to say, in my opinion, after Norman versus Haney, I would rank this the second best fight remaining in 2025, in my opinion. I know Canelo Crawford's, I'm not as high on the Canelo Crawford fight from a style standpoint. I like Norman Haney, and I like this fight as my 2 best fights of the year remaining. So, yeah, leave your comments down below. Who you guys got winning? Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys. Thank you for watching another video on the untouchable True School Sports Empire. For more great boxing content just like this, make sure you guys stay tuned and subscribe. You won't be disappointed.